Hello traders and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Trader Nick. Today we're going to be talking about the London Open, basically breakout trading strategy. Now it's a simple one, but it's one that can be really effective. It can really catch some of the big moves that generally happen at the start of the London Forex trading session. Now this is the biggest, most volatile part of Forex trading. Why? Because a lot of Forex volume happens right around this time. It is a very central hub for Forex trading, and there is a ton of volatility and movement that comes into the market right around the start of the London Open. Now, before we get into the strategy, I'm going to quickly just show you a little search I did here. You can see this is basically the times for when the London session is. You'll need to, basically know when it is if you have any interest in trading it. So you can pause the video here and take a look. Basically, it's going to be 8 a.m. London time and about 3 a.m. Eastern US time. So it may not be the best strategy for a lot of American traders unless you're willing to get up early or if you live on the West Coast. So with that said, let's get into it, guys, right after this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about basically how we're going to set up for this trade and how you can use the momentum of the London Open to your advantage. A lot of times what you're going to see is you're going to see a continued push or movement along the chart generally when you get that London break. A lot of times you'll get a big push one way and everyone follows that direction and they follow. Now, not every time. Of course, you do get reversals within the London Open, but generally a lot of times during the start or open, you do get a lot of pressure one way or the other. So that's what this strategy is going to capitalize on. We're looking to take advantage of that momentum and trade with the direction of the breakout. Now let's talk about first this indicator I've got here is called the sessions indicator. What you can do here on TradingView, it's a free indicator. You go to indicators, you just search up sessions on chart by AU_rocks_TV. It's a fantastic little indicator here. You can see this is the London session and this is the New York session and this is where it crosses over. But primarily we're going to be using it for this green area, which is the London session, where you get a lot of volatility, like I said, due to London traders jumping on board, and a lot of Europe jumping into the trading action. So with that said, here's what we're going to do with this strategy. What we're going to say is we're going to identify during the white zone, which is generally the low trading volume sessions where you don't really have as much action. What you're going to do is you're going to identify the high and low. And remember, you can make deviations to any of these concepts that I come up with, but this is just generally how I like to approach it. Okay, so we take the high, we take the low, and we form this, zone that price has been traveling in over the inactive period of trading. And what we're going to do is we are going to trade in the direction of a break a few pips above that. Let's say you just want to do like 2 pips below or above. Let's say, okay, you put your entry, right? We're going to use a buy or sell stop right above and below that level. So here you can see the London Open starts, we get a little bit of volatility, and soon enough we get a bearish push to the downside that breaks right through that significant level. Now, when that level gets broken, we trigger into a sell stop and we join the move. So now you might be asking, okay, well, where do I set my target? Well, you have 2 real options here. And remember, all of these strategies that I come up with are open to interpretation. You can change them or modify them to your own style or preference. So with that said, what we can do is we can identify, okay, if we want to go for a 2-to-1, we can use this fancy short position tool in TradingView. Let's say you get filled into the position here. What we can do is we can set our stop right in the middle of that zone, that consolidation zone, and we can make it a 2-to-1 risk to reward. You can see what happened here. We did get that continued push. Once we triggered into the trade, we got down into profit here. We took our position off. That's the first alternative to how you can approach this method. You can see it worked very nicely here. We got that momentum break. We joined in the move, and we had a nice winner there. Now, the alternative is to trade using a set target, right? You could go for 50 pips. You can see if we got into the trade right around here, let's see how many pips were open. You can see we got almost about 42 pips. So it might not have actually been a winner, at least not initially. If you held on to the trade, it would have been a winner. Some people will go for 50 pips. You can go for something more or less. You can use a set number of pips and a set number of stop loss. That's of course up to you. You can use 30 pips. Some people do 30, some people do 50, some people even go for 100 when they're going for those really big moves. Now, let me also clarify something. We're going to stick to the GBP USD pair here. You can also use pretty much any of the GBP pairs. Why? Because it is the London Open, so the British pairs are going to move the most usually. You can also trade Euro USD as well for this kind of setup. But let's move on here. Let's see if we can get another setup here. So we've identified, again, let's see how this one works right here. We've identified that we have our low here during this off session, right, when trading is light, low trading volume. You can see we also have this high position. Now what we could have done is we could have been triggered in right here, and let's see how this one would have worked out. If we had taken a long position right above, let's say right there, and we set our stop, you can see we got triggered right here. So we didn't quite get stopped out on that move, but if we did a 2-to-1, we may have been stopped, right? So there's our 2-to-1. We would have been stopped on this setup. So it's not going to work every time. However, if you did go with the entry of going for something like 30 pips or 50 pips, let's see, did we get 30 pips? We just about got 30 pips. You can see that may have worked out for you nicely as well. So we can move on here. We can continue this this setup to see how it would have worked next. And of course, you can do your own back testing. You can do your own test to see what would work for you or what you prefer to do. So remember, we do the same concept each time, right? Very simple trade setup. It only takes a minute to set up. You set your low, you set your high on that, that Asian session, that low trading volume part of the Forex market, and then you're going to look to trade the break of those levels. Now, again, we can use our short position because look, we got just beneath that level and we triggered our short position. If we set our stops right here, we set a 2-to-1, that would have worked out great. In fact, in this particular scenario, you could have gotten up to a crazy 6.5-to-1. But of course, remember, that's hindsight, and we're not here to trade hindsight. We're here to trade practical entries. Now, we did get our 2-to-1 that we mentioned, and that would have been fantastic. You would have been out of the trade for a nice winner there. And you can keep doing this, guys. This is the concept here. It's very simple, right? We're just trying to take advantage of that big momentum break that tends to happen at the start of the London Open. Hopefully this video has helped you. I do make a lot of Forex content here on YouTube, so if you would, please take a moment down below, hit the subscribe button, support the channel, and help us grow as we are, more and more content coming out. Lots of people in the community pitching in new ideas and helping out. So really would appreciate your support here. Thanks so much for watching the video. Make sure you also click the like button on this video. Show me, maybe even comment down below what you thought. So thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.